Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's 23rd episode of New Brew. Let's welcome in the chat first. All right, let's welcome in the the panel tonight. We have Alex, the beer master.
What is up, everybody? Cheers.
Just sitting down, we have miscellaneous brew reviews,
Cheers, guys.
East Coast LQ reviews,
Cheers.
Thomas Metal 75,
Howdy.
Beer Man,
Cheers.
and myself, Bumpy Road, and anybody else that may show up. Who knows? Cheers to Commerce Aussie, and also to Stony. Stoneyard Vineyards. Cheers. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. If anybody's interested in joining up on panel, if you have a beer that you've never had before, let me know. I can drop the link into the chat so you guys can get in. All right. Well, let's get the show rolling and bring up Alex, No Fear Master.
True that. Well, today I got 450 North Brewing. It is Peach Ring. It is a not sour. It's a slushy kind of beer. Never had it. Never had this one. Right there. Slushy LX, meaning, extra, I believe extra smooth or something like that. I don't know. But we'll see.
Extra large.
Yeah. So let's pour this up and see what it looks like. Got it exploded. Perfect. Exactly. Just the way I like it. Wow, it smells good. They all have that vanilla or smoothie smell to them, which is pretty cool. I should have freaking rolled the can. It's too late now.
You stop pouring and
Pour half a can and then rotate it.
That looks delicious, like a New England IPA. I think this is going to be delicious. And like you said, rotate it like this, right?
Yeah, there you go. Get all the good stuff off the bottom. Cheers, Cheryl.
Yeah. Or you can put your hand over the top of the can and do this.
Don't do that. Oh, yeah, never mind.
Not shake it, rotate.
Don't do that.
That's better. Yeah, you're good with that.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go. All right.
All in the wrist.
Let's see here. Let's see if it's
Whoa.
now.
All in the wrist.
I think it'll be delicious. I can't wait to try it. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you.
All right. Cheers, Alex. Thanks for being here.
Thanks. Thanks for letting me come on.
Gotta drink them all.
So, cheers, guys. Tonight I've got another one here from Burlington Beer Company. This is their Vaulted Blue. I guess it says BBCO times GMC. So I guess there's this thing in Vaulted Blue celebration of the Green Mountain Club trail builders and maintainers who have been caring for the 272-mile long trail and other Vermont trails for over the past 110 years. 5% of all sales will be donated to that cause from these products. This comes in at 5.5% ABV. It is a New England style IPA. 5.5%. So yeah, there's the can art. Vaulted Blue. There's the whole spiel about the club. The Green Mountain Club. And yeah, this is the only can that got a little banged up on the way down here. We just saw the box for Christ.
Looks like it fell off.
Period. That thing was beat to shit. Open with no problems. We're gonna stop there. Just probably get some gains, but yeah, looks similar to the other beers I've had from this company.
Looks delicious, like a New England IPA. Hazy.
Nice. Cheers, Miss Lady.
Cheers, Mr.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hope I haven't even.
What am I drinking?
So tonight, what the hell's on this can? Hold on. The can was a little little dirty. This one looks like it got dropped too. This is Toppling Goliath Brewing Co. Radiant Haze IPA. It says India Pale Ale with Amarillo, Citra, Mosaic, and Sabro hops. It says package 3/17/22. They actually do a package and a Best Buy. It says Best Buy 7/15/22. Mellow out as you bask in the radiant haze of Amarillo, Citra, Mosaic, and Sour hops. Open your third eye and follow this hazy IPA on a tropical trip with notes of orange and mango. Unfiltered beer. Sediment is normal. It says brewed in beautiful Decorah, IA. That's Indiana?
Iowa.
Iowa. Oh, okay. All right. I'm wrong. 7% alcohol by volume. So, yeah, crack this open. All right. Look, yeah, this one's kind of got beat up a little bit, too. It's got looks like someone's shanked it a little bit. I don't know what's going on. Let's pop it open.
Crazy things happen in Iowa. That's where
Who
that's
knows?
from.
Got my tea crew glass. Pour it up. Just holy crap, this can's cold.
Good.
God, it looks delicious.
A little bit lighter. Hazy. I'd say it's golden orange. It's getting close to being like
New
straw.
England IPA.
What's that?
Does it look like it looks like a New England IPA a little bit?
Yeah, it looks straw color on the camera, but it's definitely a light gold in person. Produce a nice frothy 2-finger head. Looks like it's going to leave a nice lacing. I don't believe I've had anything by these guys, so I'm excited to try this. So, cheers, everyone.
I don't
Cheers,
think I
man.
Yeah. Respectable company.
I do not believe I had anything from Top Air Goliath either. I don't think. Anyway.
Hello. Thank you for joining Bumpy Road's channel of YouTube in the chat and in the panel here. So I got I don't know. This says, I think this came out sooner than last January, but I think this must have been December 2021. This is the Cadeau. It's a golden holiday Belgian golden ale from the Trillium Brewing Company. There you go. It's a 9.1% ABV, 330. Whoa, 330 milliliter. That is 11.2 fluid ounces. So I don't have any prior knowledge of this particular beer, so obviously it's a new brew to me.
True that.
Whoa, smoke.
That means it's still fresh, I think. What's the ABV on that, Legendary Eric?
A 9.1. It's super slow, but as you can see, it's got a nice yellow body with a 40-finger head and a book.
Oh, boom. Ooh,
Cheers. I'll let this beer settle down. We can talk about it later. Cheers. There we go.
Cheers, man.
Wow. Pour lightly.
That's beautiful, but that is a big head.
You just
Nice.
blew off bubble,
That
buddy.
way, being very careful.
You just popped bubble, buddy.
Good. All right, Pete.
All right. Cheers, Eric. Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
Or beer.
Beer man.
Hey, what's going on? All right, so I got another one from Great Notion out of Portland. This time it's a New England style IPA, I think. I'll show it to you. It's kind of like a Ouija board.
Ouija board.
Yeah. It's a collaboration beer. It's a collab, 8.6%, double IPA. They don't say what it is exactly. Brewed in collaboration with Ruse Brewing and the Belmont Fermentorium. Canned sometime or another. Doesn't really say anything. Okay, let's open it. Oh, it's up there. $4.19. It's about a monthish.
Pretty cool can art, though, Legendary Beer Man.
I might have to save the can just because I like that so much.
That is
I don't play with these things, but it's a cool can art.
Yeah, don't play with them. Please don't do
No,
that.
I have my
Yeah,
share
trust
of them. Yeah, I said goodbye. No, nice hazy, yeah, definitely New England style double IPA. Danipa here, Whitehead, nice half a finger head, creamy white, little off white, kind of oranged white head. Can't see through it. It's yeah, nice kind of an orange juicy or a mango juice, or it's got that kind of potatoy white thing too, sort of. But yeah. Oh, go. Oh, wow. Oh, that smells like weed. All right, it really does.
Ouija boy.
It really does, man. It's earthy and funky. Cool.
All
Cheers.
right. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
All right, and newcomer
Cheers.
last beer.
Late beer. Always. That's my
Late
new.
Always.
Should change
So it's
your
a night
name.
from Marlowe Ales out of North Haven, Connecticut. This is not a 12%. They're at a what is that? New Haven. This is North Haven, Connecticut. This is actually brewed by Marlowe Ales. This is a Replacing Memories Pale Ale, 5.3%. Pale Ale brewed with flaked wheat, flaked oats, and hopped with Eldorado Galaxy. Yeah, Eldorado and Galaxy. Everything I've had from Marlowe Ales has been spectacular. They're delicious. They do a lot of light stuff, pale ales, some IPAs. Look at that. So it's not as dark, it's a little bit lighter in person. But yeah, about 5-finger head there. Yeah, so cheers.
Cheers, Josh.
Cheers, Josh.
Thanks for being here, Josh.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Cheers,
All right. The beer that I'm bringing tonight comes in the largest bottle of the night, a 750 ml. This is from Reckless Brewing Company. They're out of.
You're bringing that.
Damn, my eyes are going crossed.
I bet you're in Massachusetts. I bet it's Massachusetts.
No, they're Bethlehem, New Hampshire.
Ah, damn.
And this is called Dutch Courage. It's a gin barrel-aged triple IPA, coming in at 11.2% ABV.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, this long-ass story. Let's read it. It's believed that the term Dutch Courage came about during conflict in the 1600s when English soldiers observed the anesthetic effects of Geneva, Dutch gin, giving them a distinct lack of fear. Today, we're more likely to talk about Dutch courage before a big speech or a first date. In order to capture that spirit and flavor, we brewed a triple IPA packed with plenty of courage and aged it in gin barrels. The curious and courageous alike will be treated with bright citrus. Right now, they just talk about stuff. So let's pour this and get on. Wow, like hardly any hiss to that.
Bum, bum, bum.
I can smell the gin in it.
What's the date on it, legendary BuMpy?
I will have to look. I doubt there's a date, but I will look.
I mean, it's probably a 12%. You said 13%, so it should be
11.2%.
11 point. Still close.
Yeah. So it pours with not much of a head. The carbonation was flowing up through from the top, kind of adding to the head a little bit, I guess. But yeah, a little kind of white rocky head, very hazy beer, and we'll just call it like sun orange. So that's what it looks like, and yeah, I can definitely smell some gin in there. So the gin barrels. So
Sounds interesting.
Oh,
This
that's
would be
right. That's
interesting.
that gin barrel age one.
What's the
Yeah.
date on it, BuMpy?
Oh yeah, I had to look for the date. Quick. I don't see one.
Okay, don't worry about that.
Now, maybe something to think about with that beer, BuMpy. Maybe it'll be reminiscent to the beer I had you try, the Phantom Fist with the juniper berries.
Oh yeah.
That was I think that was just a regular IPA, but it had the
Yeah.
juniper berries and all the different fruits.
Possibly.
So
Free for all.
it scared me.
Jeez. I can do a whole rundown now, but when I opened this, it was like very like peppery, earthy, like hoppy lupulin going on, like a zingy freshness to it is good. I've been digging these Burlington beers.
I'll tell you, this beer here, I'm smelling it. It smells like peach. Peach ring. I'm guessing ring. I guess it would be a candy. I don't know if it was a candy. Maybe. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like
You might get one today though, JV.
candies to me. So I don't know. But it smells very, very fresh. I cannot wait to try this. This is going to be delicious. I know that for a fact.
It's
Very fruity.
This kind of has that aroma that Beerman was just talking about. Very herbaceous. Kind of has that marijuana dank
Cheers.
aroma to it.
At first or after you got that, because I'm getting more
I got
things
that
as
afterwards.
Yeah.
First it was more. I was getting like melon and mango
Right.
and apple. Melon, mango, and apple up front, but then I let it sit for a couple minutes. It kind of aerated, got some oxygen into it, and now it's like kind of switched, and it's more, like I said, it's more herbaceous and kind of dank.
Yeah, that's
It's
cool.
so crazy how different the beers can change in like seconds.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Especially when they get oxidized and the oxygen starts to hit them,
Mm-hmm. Okay, dude. That's what this was guava. I was getting like guava papaya. It was like, I think that was, and then that herbaceous kind of herbal spice hop thing. It was kind of like, it was almost as though that it has, I think it might have like Sabro or something in it. I get kind of a vanilla coconut, spicy whiff. Like it's this crazy peach. I get peach ring, candied orange, caramel awesomeness. It's just so well balanced and so, wow. I mean, that's all I gotta say about it. I can't wait to dig into it, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive into mine too. Cheers, guys.
Interested to
Cheers,
see
everybody.
how well Trillium did on their Belgium.
Yeah, it's very peppercorn, coriander. It's got some light baking spices. Definitely a lot of white pepper. We're talking about aromatics of pear, apple, and a delicate white pepper. I think the white pepper does come out pretty predominantly. It's not like a super spicy kind of a peppery note, but it's definitely there. There's definitely appley notes. There's definitely the banana kind of esters in there, and some of the fruity esters in there. Beer, you're getting the same exact flavor. There's a big amount of the banana. There's the appley notes to it. There's a little bit of a champagne-like quality from the apple with that carbonation. There's definitely a malty backbone, something that sort of reminded me of caramel in that direction. Maybe a little bit of a honey kind of a sweetness to it. Definitely a white wheat malt, and you're definitely getting a nice dryness with the peppery zing at the end. And it definitely does drink like a bigger beer, but a lot of golden ales are kind of deceiving in the ABV range. But this one's got a tiny touch of the warmth, so it's good to sip and think about it. When it's cooler, you don't get quite as much of the upfront sweetness to it, but as it's warming up a little bit, more of that malty sweetness in the beer kind of shows up. Even a little vanilla thing. So interesting, very interesting.
Awesome.
Here we go.
Yeah, this beer is definitely interesting. At some point, I mean, it's work. I mean, I like gin, so it's interesting that it is kind of like it's beer, but gin too. So I have like an idea at maybe to try this with pouring a beer and then adding some gin to it on one of Tanner's Will It Mix shows. I think it might be interesting.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gin. There's a lot of gin in this. It's a little bit of a boozy beer.
Wait, now is it aged in a gin barrel, or do they actually add gin to it?
Aged in gin barrels,
Oh, okay.
but it picked up a lot of gin.
Hell yeah.
Can they put actual liquor in the beer? I don't think so. Right?
There's residual from barrel aging, but
Terrible.
No, they can't.
Breweries can't do that. They'd have to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a distillery
Figure
license.
that. Yeah.
This is good, man. Angry tone, slightly earthy, stone fruit, peach. I get like wheat bread, oats.
Mm.
Smells fantastic.
dude, I got garlic and onions.
It's that kind of dank, huh?
Yeah, it's freaking
I was getting
Haven't had
weird,
one.
dude, with the papaya, dude.
yeah, papaya, earthy,
Yeah,
a
earthy.
little bit of spice.
Spice hops. Yeah, I see. Spice. Yeah.
Wow. It's a very approachable beer. I think you could put this probably in front of anybody and they'd be like, all right. It's like 5.5, but very good.
That's awesome. That's really good.
This
Have
drinks
a
a lot.
couple of these and not be smashed.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I've been drinking this, and it's been very tasty.
Does it taste like a peach ring?
Does it taste
Yeah,
like the
like-
beach?
It tastes like peach, and then it tastes like something else. I'm trying to think what it-
Pineapple.
Oh,
but
really?
not pineapple. I'm trying. Yeah, it might be. I don't know.
I used to love peach rings.
It's
That
very
was
good.
the number one candy I would buy when I.
That's the 450 North one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I had that one.
And orange.
It tastes like an orange. I forget it is. It's
I think I had on
peach
Beer
ring,
Man show.
or maybe a mango. I don't know.
Probably all of the above.
Alex, do you
Melon.
want to know a neat trick?
Yeah,
If you take a 450 North beer and you turn it upside down, it becomes a 450 South.
So,
450 South. There probably is a 450 South. Thank you.
Oh,
Have to look it up. But
that
yeah,
was pretty predictable.
he's bumping around.
Stop mind stealing my jokes.
no, this stuff is really good though. Very creamy. It tastes exactly like peach. This is
See, I would like to have one of their lighter fruited ones, the lighter fruits. Because I had the blackberry, plum, boysenberry, and whatever. I feel like I would like something like the one you have better.
what this?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's an XL though.
That the one I have is slushy XL too.
Okay.
I like the brighter fruit. I like the
Right.
fresh fruits, but
Tell you what,
for the
once
brighter.
you run across some 450s that ain't good, you'll see why they're a mixed bag from time to time.
Well, I think
Yeah,
that-
I've had
Alex.
some hitters, and then I've had some that I was kind of like, meh. I don't know.
Is there really a company you could say that everything they make is great? I mean,
Yes,
I-
beer.
No. That's more of a tart? Is that like a more tart sweet or tart
I
sour?
got
I
one.
can't remember.
That's a good question right there.
Triple Crossing is probably one that make everything I've had from them has been
Probably
fantastic.
the light really like that for me. definitely.
Not too tart, which doesn't make any
Everything
sense.
from this
because
company's been
It does say
Oh, it's not
sour.
tart?
4 and above.
I mean, it has a little bit of tartness, but it has more sweetness to it.
Okay, so a tart sweet, kind of a desserty
Yeah.
sweet. So, yeah,
I
no.
mean, not all of us can be like Josh and just like every stone beer that comes out, you know?
You always got to be the first in line to get it. Dude,
What
this
did you
shit's
think of it, beer man? I mean, you probably have.
I've had it before, yeah. I just can't remember it, but it was peachy for sure. I did candied kind of peach thing or something.
It's very creamy. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that. Very thick and very, very, very creamy. Just like a
Maybe some
milkshake.
vanilla. Vanilla was coming out of that, I think.
Vanilla. Let me see here.
I want to say vanilla. I can't remember. Or some kind of creamy milkiness.
Yeah, you're right. There is creaminess, so it probably is that vanilla.
Yogurty thing or something.
Yes,
like that.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the 450 North beers have been treating me well.
If you ever come across an evil vanilla bean, it's called vanillin.
What?
Exactly.
Address what Ozzy said. Ozzy, you might have. There's probably a lot of dust in your computer.
I got a vacuum mine every month.
I was gonna say the fan probably isn't working because there's probably dust in it.
Get an
Maybe
evil
start
octopus in
smoking on
there.
you.
Sprayed ink all over you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad this is such a large bottle because I'm more than
You
halfway
really
done
like
with this glass already.
You know what?
I'm not saying
drank
I
it
like
already?
it. I'm just saying that
I taste tangerine. That's
it's
what it is. That's
evaporating into my bloodstream quickly.
I guess it'll take a while to go down the drain. since it's a large bottle.
I taste peach and tangerine. I think that's what I'm tasting.
Oh, excuse me.
Tangerine?
That's what it tastes like to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Tango.
Chimpanzees?
Oh, Django, you know.
But it can't be though. It can't be though because it's peach.
They can.
Tequila.
They put other hops.
Hey,
in it.
beer, it's in that beer.
I can't hear you. What'd you say, Bubba?
They said they put hops in it, so it
Oh, okay.
the hops can give off different notes,
True that. True that.
even if they're using fruit.
That is true.
English is hard today.
I had those days. For
English
sure.
are hard.
Smell that juniper.
Yeah.
So how's Virginia?
Virginia's fantastic.
It's for lovers.
Connecticut's even better.
Yeah, probably.
Marlow. I don't know how widely distributed Marlow is, but
I've never even heard of them. They're in Connecticut, all right?
yeah, they do a lot of like low ABV stuff, but they have like they do stouts and stuff. I think they have one that's they have a stout that's aged in 23-year-old Pappy barrels. I think it's like 10, 11%. Yeah,
It's gotta make it mad expensive. You know.
they mostly do like pale ales. They do some like lighter IPAs,
Well, I'm down.
but yeah, everything I've had from them is fantastic. Yeah, New Haven, Connecticut, not North Haven. I think North Haven's 12%, right? But yeah, it's good.
It looks
Has
good, man.
the, this has the mouthfeel of like a
Great color to it.
9-10% for some reason. I don't know if they use any type of like flaked oats or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
Those guys ain't no slouches. I know that.
White,
Hey, guys.
white notes.
Who?
Hey, guys, while I'm also drinking this, I also
Toppling
taste
Goliath.
orange. I taste
All right, I
orange.
got 2 toppling blocks in the fridge. King Sue and Pseudo Sue, I think is the name.
Come on, good one.
What are you saying up there, Alex?
I said I also have that orangey taste too as I'm drinking it as well.
Tangerines.
Peach,
Yeah,
orange. Yeah.
Our palates, as you go back for more, you realize there's more flavors. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah, yeah. It's a complex beer, probably, to you.
Yeah. So
Mm.
I
Even
think
like
this might be a
after
high
you
rating.
dip, Alex, you take your tongue and press it to the hard palate, like up on the top of your mouth.
Oh,
With the flavors,
yeah.
different stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm
That's
probably
true. It
doing.
does work. Your man does it.
Try
I'm
that.
like, I've tried it. And I'm like, shit, there is.
Oh.
Yeah, there's stuff up there.
Mine's got. I did what you just said, and I'm getting totally like that mineral kind of
It's
what it is. The pH balance coming into water,
So
very
good.
minerally, very well water minerally. That's kind of what I've noticed in some of these not so sour Belgian beers. Some of the yeast strain almost did that minerality, almost like a copper note in a way.
I know that
Listen,
guy.
Interesting.
I'm probably gonna review this on my channel tonight when I'm done reviewing with you guys.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
Do another beer. You know.
Lost my
Question
can.
time.
Question time.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So this is kind of like by memory. So you can absolutely not remember, but just do your best. If you can remember what you would consider your first craft beer and kind of how you felt about it, and like if that was like the turning point getting you into craft or not. Start off with Josh.
Awesome. Because I totally remember.
Oh, this is a tough one. My first craft beer.
Don't IPA.
Man. No,
I'm just kidding.
I think it was no, it was before that. Shit, well, because you have macro craft, but you're talking about like craft beer, not macro.
Yeah, whatever you would consider craft, I guess.
Back in the day, what I considered craft.
There was stuff that I used to think was craft, but it really wasn't craft because it was owned by Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like New Belgium and stuff. But yeah, I think it was one called like Prohibition Ale or something like that. Was the first one, or either that or like the Hell or High Watermelon, which I thought was god awful when I first tried it. It was terrible. But I think it was that Prohibition Ale. I think it was. No, it wasn't that. It was DC Brow Corruption. Was my first one. It had like 80 or 90 IBUs in or something crazy. It was nuts.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah, it was very hoppy.
Did you love it at first, or were you kind of like thinking?
At first, I was thrown off by it, but I was like, it's kind of growing on me. So then I picked up different stuff, and the rest is history. Now I'm buying beer like it's going out of style. But yeah, I think it was DC Brow Corruption. Their
That's a
IPA.
good beer, I like that.
So yeah, like I said, it threw me off at first, but then once I tried more IPAs and different types of styles, I was like, some good stuff. Yeah, I think that's what it was. DC Brown Corruption.
Nice.
So, cheers.
Cheers, Josh.
Cheers.
Yes. All right. What was my first beer? That was years ago. I don't remember, but my sister is the one that got me into the craft beer one day because
Oh,
she
interesting.
brought me craft beer.
I like your sister even more now.
Yeah, she got me. Keep it up. Well, yeah, I love you. But no, I got into craft beer a couple years ago when my sister got it for me for Christmas, and I fell in love with it. And I right away thought, wait a minute, should I do a beer review or do a YouTube channel? But I didn't do it until I became friends with you guys. But yeah, I can't remember the exact. I mean, it's kind of hard to remember. Let me think here.
It wasn't 450 North or Drecker.
No, because they came along 5 or 6 years, 2 or 3 or 4 years later, or 2 or 3 years later. I'm gonna say, I guess I could say the beers I've been drinking, not these, but over the years, I think I remember somewhat my first beer. It might have been what's that beer called again? I can't remember now. I can think of it. I can think of it in my head. It might have been Dogfish. I don't remember, but it might have been Dogfish. Might have been Dogfish. I wish I could remember, man. I wish I could.
Do you remember what your first Dogfish beer was?
It might have been a stout.
A stout?
Yeah, because my cousin.
Like the worldwide stout?
What'd you say?
Like the worldwide stout?
No, I never had that one yet. I don't think.
Okay.
I still need to hunt that down, as a matter of fact. No, I did have the Dogfish because I think it's from Maryland, and my cousin gave it to me. So I think that was one of my first Dogfish or Dogfish beers because it was in Maryland. So yeah, they're the ones I aged years ago with stout.
Your Christmas beers? Oh
no. They were Christmas beers, but they were stouts. So I was able to age them in the fridge for a year, and then a year later we all drank them on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or whatever.
Nice.
But yeah, those Christmas
memory.
the Christmas ones that you've been joking around about, no, they were good, but they weren't that good because. It was because of my stupidity, hoping they would still taste good after several months.
Nice.
But they're not stouts though. What do you expect? They're supposed to not taste good after you wait a freaking several months. Whatever. They were good anyway. But the stouts were delicious, that's for sure. Cheers.
Good. Cheers,
All
Alex.
Cheers, Alex.
Cheers, Alex.
All right.
All right. So yes, I do. I remember very distinctly the first craft beer I had because I don't know, from I was born a Budweiser baby, that's what Pop drank, and
Same with
that's
me.
what was in the fridge, and it's young, and actually it wasn't. I think it wasn't too long after I moved into this place. Me and my landlord, we used to hang out, drink all the time. Good friend of mine, and oh boy, dude, we used to drink tons and tons of cheap
You
beer.
still hanging out with
Get
them?
smashed. And his one buddy used to come over and he used to drink some craft beer. And can't remember what it was. We ran out of beer, or I ran out of beer. I'm like, oh, you got any of that weird beer in there that Jeff likes to bring by? And he's like, yeah, I got some of them in there. So the first beer that I had was craft beer from a name brand craft brewery. Was Sierra Nevada
Oh,
Pale Ale. And I poured it up and I had it. And I actually didn't pour it up. I drank it out of the bottle. And I took a sip and I was like, what the fuck is this? It tastes like soap. Coriander.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this not for me. And I think I poured it out and ended up just going to the store and got more cheap beer.
so but how did you get yourself into craft beer if you didn't like it at first anyway? I know it's not the question, but just that's my brain's
How did I get into? Well, Beer Man was kind of into that, but I got to the point to where I just wanted to drink less and get more. If that makes sense, instead of drinking an 18-pack of beer a day, I could probably have 5 craft beers and
True that.
sticks and acclimate that same amount of ABV with less product.
Less liquid.
I mean, I know that kind of makes me sound like an alcoholic or whatever, but that's not. I don't know.
No, that makes sense.
It gets expensive, and you get full, and they got tired of drinking so much cheap stuff.
I mean, because
A
hey,
little bang for my buck, if I can drink a 10.5% stout, that's definitely going to get me on my way to maybe I have like four more beers instead of drinking 15 beers.
I will say you feel better the next day too.
At like drinking High I could sit there and drink like 15 High Life and be good on the night, and not be like completely trash, but have a good buzz. But it's a lot to consume, I guess. And like I said, that sounds bad on paper, but it's true.
true that.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, I didn't have a good experience. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's bitter. And
Did you ever drink Sierra
Not for
Nevada
me,
since
and-
then? Did you ever drink Sierra Nevada since then, though?
Sometimes, very rarely, I
Okay.
pick up some products from them. It's not that
There
I don't
is-
necessarily
there is-
like
There
their
is a
stuff.
dark
I just
version.
don't.
There is stout.
I like that when it comes to the West Coast beers, it's one of those ones where you got to be in a mood for that style, and it just for me, I do like a good West Coast every once in a while. I'm into the pine and the resonance with a little bit of malty on there, malty sweet on the front and then bitter on the back. But it's just a timing thing for me. It's like how I feel, I go if I got some in the fridge and then I'll have like a New England or something like, you know what? Let's go Westy.
Let's
So
go.
most of the time it's mood
He's
based.
a Westy boy just trying to make it by.
Come on over.
It'll happen one of these years.
Cool.
My crow's feet look terrible.
I still haven't got that oil from my window.
But you have the stouts too, called Norwalk. I never had the barrel aged version, but I've had the original.
Yeah, and I think my second craft beer I had an experience with was the Arrogant Bastard, and I bought it because I liked the name when I was out having dinner, and I was like, holy shit, that's a bitter beer.
Yeah.
But that's what no knowledge in the craft game, you know what I mean?
Do that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, can I get a Yingling, please?
Yep.
Well, Yingling is considered craft, I guess. So,
Yeah. Something like that.
and much like Sam Adams, except older.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
that's
cheers, Miss Lance. Thank you,
Cheers, Miss Lane.
Tanner. You just got into craft like 2 weeks ago, so it's gonna be an
Ah!
easy one.
Oh,
So The first craft beer I had was I've actually said this before, probably on tons of live streams. It was I was hanging out with this girl. She asked me if I wanted a beer. So I'm thinking, that actually was my first beer. And she went and got this beer out of the fridge. I'm thinking she's gonna get like a Budweiser, Coors, or something. And she brings me Old Rasputin.
Oh,
And I
Wow.
tried it. I actually thought it was really good. I actually did like it. And that's when I started getting to like stouts and porters. When I started doing my beer reviews, you watch my first video. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a big stout and porter guy. Blah blah blah. I was actually kind of afraid to try IPAs. I wasn't really a big fan of the bitterness when I first started drinking beers. But I don't remember my first IPA, but I definitely would say my first IPA probably wasn't a big fan of either. But then you start to get a little bit more acclimated to them. You try them different ones, and then I really just started to like a lot of craft beer. And another thing, kind of off of what Miscellaneous was saying, the main reason why I like drinking craft beer rather than light beer, because I do like light beer still. I'll still drink Busch Light, Miller Lite, and all that. But like you said, yeah, you can drink less and you get more of a bang for your buck, or like alcohol wise. But also you feel a little bit better the next day. Some like craft beer uses better ingredients.
It's because your wallet's lighter, so
Yeah, right.
I don't
to carry around.
like that rot gut stale beer belly feeling. And
Yeah.
stuff.
But yeah, I'll still drink light beer to this day, but I definitely like to bounce back and forth. I've actually been doing this new thing where I've been doing kind of like craft beer, then a light beer, craft beer, then a light beer, and just haven't been blowing through all my craft beer. Like if I go buy a couple 4-packs or whatever, you don't go through it too fast, but you kind of just throw some cheap lighter ones in the mix. You don't go through your stash as fast. So, but yeah, like I said, Old Rasputin definitely put me onto the craft beer game, and that beer will always be probably it'll always share a little piece of me, I guess you could say.
Good beer. Old Rasputin, good beer. I've had it.
And I will say I did have the
Reasonably priced.
I had the barrel aged.
Widely.
I had the barrel aged. I still got the bottle.
Hmm.
I had the barrel aged, and for some reason I liked the regular over the barrel aged.
Yeah,
Well, I'll have to
I did
find-
too. I did too, actually.
I'll have to find the barrel age because I've had the original deliciousness.
So basically, if Tanner ever breaks out in hives, he'll call it Old Rasputin.
Oh
Yep.
yes, good spin off.
Yeah.
You know her too.
You know her too. All right, cheers, Tanner.
Cheers, guys.
okay. Two-parter on this one. First experience with the craft beer was luckily growlers at a local nano brewery called Buzzards Bay Brewing in the Westport, Massachusetts area of Massachusetts, which is near New Bedford in the border of Rhode Island. So my father would always be going there, and it was like a farmhouse, literally, kind of brewery. So drinking fresh porters and some, I'm trying to think of something else, porters and like a golden ale, like a really lower ABV golden ale was kind of a interesting beer to try for probably the first really craftier thing that wasn't like a Miller Lite or a Miller High Life or something like that. But I remember distinctively going to a big beer bar in the town of Boston. Or city of Boston. I don't remember if it was before or after a Boston Red Sox game, and distinctively remembering the fact that, okay, maybe Guinness wasn't a craft beer, but I remember liking that at some point after the growler craft beer. And then kept hearing about Young's Double Chocolate Stout. So I got that in one of the nitro cans. Drank that. I'm like, so beer can have flavors like that? All right. Well, I'm down. I'm into it. So that is the beer in a nutshell for me to get going down that path that you see me on now. Yeah,
Is it a good path?
it's a good path. Some of the beers, IPAs and these Belgian beers, and then probably sour beers took the longest time to get into. However, what's really good about doing, if you do YouTube, if you do Untapped, if you do, I started doing Beer Advocate, luckily around the same exact time I started drinking the Westport beers. And it's really cool to see where you were from that time period, what you were tasting, what maybe you didn't like so much. And then you can totally see between then and now how many different either stages or evolutions, or how many different beer styles you actually end up liking more, things you pick up over time, or maybe you go back to things you thought that was a terrible review at the time, or you go back to it and look at it and say, you know what, actually I don't like that beer anymore. But it's cool to see the progression, and at least you kind of can tell where it started from. So
Yeah.
Progression.
The more you become acclimated to shit, you know, you're like, man, when I really thought, I was like, man, this beer was great. And then you go rehash and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? It's terrible.
I've done that with beers.
You
Like,
don't know any better. Yeah, I know.
Exactly. I trashed Bourbon County stuff the first time I drank it. And there were a couple people on Beer Advocate that commented like, you fucking an idiot. I'm like, oh, whoa.
It's just beer, everybody. I'm just trying
It was going to be smooth and vanilla. I'm like, I like Guinness. It's not a Guinness, folks.
It's just a beer, sir.
As Alex would say, don't shoot me.
Yes, there you go.
If anybody would like Thomas Meadow 75's address, I will post it here in the comment.
Yes, send me beer. Get going right now. Beers and cigars, please.
Thank you, Eric.
And maybe a guitar.
Hey, all right, man. Hey, you know, I'm 48 in July, so I've been around, man. You know, it started out with international stuff back in like 92, 93. I remember going into the bottle shops in like Boone, North Carolina. I lived over there in the Appalachian Mountains, and they had this bottle shop, and you're always looking for like the Euro stuff, the Labatt's, the Heineken, you know, a lot of that, like Middleford was saying. Also, what was the other one that I think Tommy said, or I don't know, I can't remember, but you know what I'm going with that Heineken. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff was what kind of transitioned me into like my later 90s, like the 95 to 98 to 2000. I got early into like Fat Tire, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, fucking sorry, bad language. Newcastle, the original Newcastle from it, you know, that before they went into with Lagunitas. Just, you know, I didn't really know anything. I just knew that they were different, and it wasn't Budweiser, it wasn't Miller Lite, it wasn't, you know. I actually went to Golden and visited the Coors plant with a friend, and his dad brewed beer, and that guy turned me on to like craft beer that way, you know, like making beer. And it was really cool. Like the Blue Moon was like a really big one back then that I liked a lot. The nice wheat beer, man. It was really good. That was a good beer. The Coors factory was really fun to visit. They try to get you happy at the end with a lot of samples. I love it. But and then it just kind of went into the craft beer thing, you know. In like 2007, I started learning how to brew beer. You know, it's like I think the first one I ever brewed was a Fat Tire, you know, sample, you know, like someone with a friend, and it was just that was always, I know everyone makes fun of it, flat tire and all that shit, but it was you know, good stuff, man. Back in the day before like all this stuff, IPAs, man, became like a big thing though for me. I was drinking Labatt's for a while, like
that's a good beer.
Yeah, man, anything Labatt, anything like Molson, Canadian style Kokanee. I liked Kokanee over here a lot. Oh, dude, it was so good. It was so refreshing. And then you start getting into this world of what? Porters, stouts, IPAs. I can make it. Yeah, you're just like, wow. So that's my answer. That's it. Transitioned big time. So I said I'm old, man. I'm not old yet.
No comment.
Come on.
I'm catching up. If you put yourself on pause.
Cheers.
Cheers, beer man. Thank you.
Go.
Thank you for being old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what I used to think was craft beer, because I was never like big into like Budweiser. Sure enough, I did them at parties and stuff when I was younger, losing at beer pong, like I do today. So nothing's really changed. But I started like drinking a lot of like Hoegaarden. I always called it Hoegaarden.
That's me.
Killian's Irish Red, Smithwick's, even Leinenkugel every now and then. So I used to think that was all crafty, I was like, oh, because it was different. It was flavorful, and it wasn't like all super adjuncty stuff. But I would say my first actual craft beer, I was at Ruby Tuesdays having a. Oh no, I didn't order the bison burger because it cost too much. This was years ago. I was like 20. I was probably about 21, I would say. And I was just looking at their beer menu. I did have a burger that day, though. I sure did at Ruby Tuesdays. They had Dogfish Head 60-minute
Nice.
IPA, and I'd never had an IPA before. Didn't know what the hell it was, but I liked the name Dogfish Head. I thought it was funny and silly, so I said I'll order one of those. So they bring it out in the glass. You get the side glass with the bottle, and I was like, oh, normally you just have a, you go and you get a whatever Coors Light or whatever when you go to like a restaurant, do you want that in the 16 or the 24-ounce glass?
Take the big one, please.
Yeah, so a bottle on the side with a glass, decapped, pour it yourself, and I poured it, smelled it. It smelled okay. It was interesting. And then I took my first sip, and I was like, and I just remember thinking, like, who the hell would drink this stuff? It tasted to me like it was kind of like almost like blood and pennies.
Oy.
It was like super copper-esque, wicked bitter, kind of that kind of tinny type flavor, and it was like, oh, but I'm like, well, I paid for it, might as well finish it. Started liking it halfway through the glass, so much so that once I finished that glass, I ordered another one. And I was like, I had to go find myself some more IPAs. So it was like an instant, like, I hate this, I love this. And it just took a very short amount of time for my palate to become accustomed to it. So I would say Dogfish Head 60-minute was my actual first craft beer, and it was an IPA. And then and it wasn't until I got into homebrewing where I really started searching out. That wasn't until 2011. 2011 is when I really started going after like every style I could find. So that's what opened up my horizon on total craft.
Nice.
So before that was just like, oh, IPAs and Hoegaarden.
Now, when you do you like Dogfish Head 60-minute today?
I do. I prefer Dogfish Head 60-minute over the 90-minute. I mean, the 120 is totally different. I can hardly call that an IPA. That's more like a barley wine to me. I like the 120. I haven't had the new one. I've heard some complaints about the latest one that came out, but yeah. I enjoy the 60-minute. I should pick it up more often. Last year on my anniversary with my wife, we're at Foxwoods, and when you're out gambling or whatever, they'll come around. Well, whatever the hell you call them. Let's call her
waitresses. Whatever.
They're not really waitresses, but they are waitresses. Whatever they call them. They ask you want a free drink. Sometimes they're carrying a drink. Like, here, you can have one of these drinks, or you can put an order in. They'll bring it as long as you're gambling.
You're made.
And I was just like, "Can you bring me a Dogfish Head 60-minute?" And she's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's an IPA." I'm like, "If you can't, that's fine. I'll go to a bar. I can get it myself." She says, No, that's fine." She comes back, Dogfish Head 60-minute. I'm like, "Well, what do I owe you for it?" She's like, It's free because it's free with gambling." I was like, "Oh no, okay." So I handed her a 20. Here you go.
Wow.
That was her tip.
Oh, nice.
How many other times did she come back? Because when you tip them good, then
They were very scarce. This is during the pandemic, so
okay.
it was
Usually, if you throw them a 20, they come back and they'll come
yeah.
back.
No, we didn't see. That was the first. That was like the last. I think that was the last night we were there. That was the last night we were there, and that was the only time that I saw anybody serving drinks walking the floor. I went there years and years and years ago, and it was like every 5 seconds you'd have somebody else coming up. "Do you want a drink? Do you want a drink?" Ah!
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And now we're gonna do a little free for all.
Free for all. Free for all.
All I gotta say is that beer is delicious. It's done.
Yeah, I remember. I typed it in the private chat, but I remember when I started drinking Dogfish Head 60-minute at a bar. I got like 5 or 6 of them, and then so it was my brother, his friend, and the kid I worked with. So we drank a bunch of beer at the bar, and then I went home, and me and him shared a 6-pack of the Founder Dirty Bastard. The next day was rough. Next day was definitely rough. But it was a good combination, especially those Dirty Bastards. Yeah, sometimes they go down not like what are they 8.5 or something? Those Dirty Bastards, Founder Dirty Bastards.
11%, maybe 10 or 12%, somewhere around there.
Oh, I don't think they're that high. Maybe the Backwoods Bastard that high.
No.
Have you had the Dirty Bastard, Alex? I know you're a big
I've
fan.
had them both.
Oh, okay.
He is a dirty bastard.
I think they were 12. I think they were both 11 or 12. I don't remember, but they were good beer. Especially the
I was trying to school your ass. Yeah, right? Come on, dude.
That guy hung out with Tommy Chung today. All right.
Right?
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw that. I was
That was nuts. That was cool.
I was driving from one
Close
store
out.
to the other. I watched a little bit of that. That's awesome. He got to do that.
Come on.
Yeah, that's really cool.
True. Good beer.
Yeah, dude, that was.
I don't understand
Yeah,
what he's
mine
saying.
was good
What's
too.
What's Jeremy
We
say?
didn't score yet. Not
Oh,
yet.
yeah, I didn't score yet. Well, the score is going to be
Ooh. Let's go.
a 98. Good
Oh.
stuff. Good stuff.
Mhm.
I'll probably score. I don't know if maybe my mind will change when I do my review. I'll be doing that after that. So
You made Jeremy a sad man.
that's okay. Well, it's close to 100.
Yeah, it's still close. That's fair.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, close is only acceptable in horseshoes and hand
Horseshoes, hand
Ah.
grenades, and nuclear war.
At the moment. That seems that way.
Thank you, Ozzy.
But my mind could change. My mind could change my mind when I go and do the review after this. I don't know. Who knows? I do it on my channel.
You gonna make a video after this?
Mhm.
Are you gonna get it? You gonna be sick, Alex?
You're gonna do a video? Are you gonna be dancing in your video?
No.
You're gonna have two characters.
Are you gonna pole dance?
No.
Carlton?
Guys,
You're gonna be nauseous.
I can see that now.
No, I wouldn't want to dance with all that 450 in me.
Dance the night away.
no.
Listen to the music. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
And then when I'm done
And
that,
this
come back
beer
here
at
and we get some meat.
5.5% it's pretty good. The flavors have changed. It's definitely got more on the warm side. Definitely super approachable. I could put this in front of any of you guys, and I guarantee you nobody would guess the ABV on it.
Mm.
It's got a pretty full mouthfeel for 5.5%.
Yeah, that's how I feel about my beer. I feel if I just gave this to you, you wouldn't be able to exactly pinpoint what it was. You'd say it was higher.
Great mouthfeel, great drinkability, crushable, sensible. Oh, I was in diapers still.
Oh, we can do the we can do this. We're not going to go to a full.
My dad said
Okay,
I was.
so if everybody wants to
notorious.
run through and just answer Tommy Carroll's question.
Yeah,
how
my
old were
dad
you
told me when I was
this
younger
beer?
he couldn't sit his beer down because I would go grab it. And like
I'd
as soon as
say,
I was mobile as a child,
I'd
that's
say
probably about the first time I had my first sip of beer.
I'd say 18, probably.
10. Budweiser. A card game. Across the street with the Mexicans.
I was probably around. I'm going to go with 6. I think I was about 6 years old.
And the facts are the facts.
My dad was a firefighter. You know, he'd be gone for a couple weeks at a whack, and he'd come home and sit at the table. He'd get out a potato. He'd get the trash can, set it right there. He'd get out his pocket knife, start peeling the potato, slicing it up. You have a little thing of salt. Slice a potato, put some salt on it, eat it. He'd have a Miller. It was either Miller High Life or Miller Genuine Draft can right there.
That's my grandma's favorite.
I walked up to him, asked for a sip. He said, "You want a sip of this?" Okay. Handed me the
you go.
can, and I fell in
See,
love.
back when in the world was cool.
Beer.
That's like the first time I smoked.
I spit
I
up
remember my
What
dad.
happened, beer man?
My dad was smoking like a backwood, dude. He smoked backwoods
Oh,
sometimes.
jeez.
He was like, can I try that? And he's like, oh, really?
You want to be a man today? Like, you want to be a man today?
Yeah, pretty much. That's how. That's man. This generation nowadays, they'll be missing out on that shit.
Ron Terrio said in Louisiana, there's a certain age or whatever. If you're like with your parents or something, you
I
can
think
drink
it's,
like a bar.
it's like that. When I went to Wisconsin, it was 16.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. If you're
and they order you a drink, you're allowed to drink it at a restaurant or a bar or anything like that. But you have to be accompanied by an adult, and they have to get it for you. You can't go to the bar.
Yep.
Facts.
Yeah, Ron was pretty much saying the same story like BuMpY was saying. You know, he said that he would ask his dad for a little sip. His dad would be like, "Okay, try it."
Yeah. Found that out today. That's done. I found out when I was younger I didn't enjoy scotch.
That's
Oh,
quite.
there you go.
Scotch took me the longest to get acclimated to, for sure.
I like it now.
As far as all whiskey,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, we.
What about you, Alex?
What?
Boy,
When's the first time you tried a beer?
what do you even remember that first beer time?
First beer.
Yeah,
First beer.
Well,
you
my
ever
actual
tried.
first
How old
beer,
were you?
I can't. Damn it, I can't say it. But I could say it was a. His name
Has
was.
it been past 7 years, Alex? I'm sure it has. The statute of limitations is up. You can
No. His name is Andrew, and yeah, funny, isn't it? His name was Andrew, and he gave me a beer. He gave me a beer when I was 19 years old.
Very good. All right, Andrew.
That was my first time, and then my second time was probably when I was. No, it might have been 18. My second time might have been when I was 19. So yeah, so I had my first 2 beers when I was 18 or 19 years old.
You should ask us when we had our first cigarette.
Well, I don't smoke.
I was like 8 years old
Whoa.
That was your issues there on that one.
in a bush with 6 other kids.
cigarette in a bush. There you
Yeah,
go.
I was
Cigarette in a bush.
16 years old when I had my first cigarette.
16. Yeah. I was one of those crazy Mormons.
I got caught pretty bad. I was in like the school parking lot and I thought I was cool smoking a cigarette. I think I was like 16, 17. And here comes my grandmother or whatever. Actually, no, it was after school. Sorry. Yeah, it was after school. And I didn't know my grandma was coming to pick me up. Here she comes, pulls up in her little car. What are you doing, smoking cigarette? You know, your grandma catches you. It's a lot different when your parents catch you.
Sorry to hear that, Paul.
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't even see what he said.
His father passed before he could have a beer with him.
Oh, that's awful.
Same with me. When I was 9 years old, when my dad passed away.
Yeah, I actually, I not to get into it, but I never actually really took a picture. I've never really gotten to like we had family photos, but I never had a photo with me and my dad. So I screenshotted a picture of me and my dad doing a beer review, and one of my buddies and his wife, they got it made into like a picture frame.
Nice.
Like vinyl picture frame or whatever, and I screenshot it and I had that picture and I put it on Facebook, and my buddy and his wife had it made for me, and now I have it hung in my my living room, which is awesome. That was wicked cool that they did that for me.
Is your dad's review still on your channel?
Oh yeah, I can look it up, and if you ever want to watch it off air or something, we could check it out.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. He was a big whiskey guy. I did a lot of whiskey reviews with him.
Oh, so it was daddy and son whiskey reviews instead of beer reviews.
Yeah, he wasn't a big beer fan. He was a beer fan when he was younger, but he said started to make him feel bloated, you know.
I don't
Beer
feel
doesn't bloat you.
They said,
It's all the food that you eat with the beer. So I stopped eating food.
That's when you eat more fiber.
Ooh, yeah.
I'll take the bloat down.
All right,
That-
Josh.
Love having YouTube as something you can look back. You know, like
First
you guys
time you
know,
had your first beer.
I know you guys have said before. Just it's kind of an archive of just people can.
Tonight was the first time I ever had a beer.
Right.
First time I ever had a beer was tonight.
First and last beer, however.
Yeah,
Quick curve.
yeah, it's awful. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. My worst enemy. Don't drink it.
Josh is super into lemon iced tea.
Yeah, twisted
That one
teas.
from Dogfish had that blueberry lemonade in it.
Yeah, that's banging. The shit, I can't think of the name.
Stone has a tea
Yeah.
beer. They actually adjunct tea into it. It's like a tea IPA or something.
Yeah,
There.
Stone's right across the street from Triple Crossing. I drive right past it.
And favorite.
Yeah. As I'm going to Triple Crossing, said I'm gonna go get better beer. This beer's good. Is that what I'm reviewing? This one? Oops, that's the wrong one.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah. Why don't we go around? Why don't we just go around? If you haven't said much about your beer, talk about your beer. Give some pointers on it. Give a score, and yeah, we'll do that. And then after everybody's done that, hell, go back around again and shout crap out and do post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Yeah,
What?
that sometimes.
Bing bong.
So, beer man.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, tell us about your beer a little bit.
Hey man, this beer was really fantastic. I really like the garlic. Well, at first it was weed, and then I opened it up, drank it, and it like became more of a garlic kind of onion thing going on, but with a nice hot burn, and it also had like it had guava and papaya was a big thing in here, and mango with some pineapple. Very nice. I want to say like flake barley or something. It was just really, really nice. There wasn't any like cereal bites or anything like that. It was very smooth and easy drinking. Very good New England, all the way to the end, to the finish. Honestly, don't let garlic and onion scare you, because it's actually pretty good with the right hops and the right fruit or whatever's added, it could be really good. So they did a good job with this. The first collab I've ever actually really liked out of 100, not out of about 95.552. No, out of about 100, I keep saying it. I'm buzzed right now. Sorry. Out of 100, I'm gonna give it a 98 out of 100.
Whoa.
It's really good. It's really good. Like I wish I had some more to send. I really do.
Did you give it a point?
I only
like,
got one. The probably. I really did. I kind
Yeah,
of
I
like
give
the unspiritual. Well, the
that's awesome.
spiritualness of this can is great. I can talk to everyone through this can. But a very good thing from them, from the main people, Grain Ocean. And so are we doing shouts too? Shouts.
Sure. Yeah.
Beer and cheese is going to be three beers, 3 cheeses, and I think the cheeses was cream cheese, Gouda, and anything flavored, and then the beer was a wee heavy or a Scotch. What's the other two? Vienna Lager and what's the other one?
Anything fruited.
Anything fruited. So bring that and then at 8:00 Eastern. And then Wednesday will be just kind of a more or less a wild card, but bring anything zany, crazy, anything on the can that looks nuts. I don't care. Even a crazy style, something that you think is totally whack and weird, and you want to just try it. At 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern for that. And look out for a Pliny the Elder review soon. I'm actually going to probably review it tonight and put it up for Thursday. So look out for that on Thursday. It's a big beer, but it's a good Westie. So
Nice.
yeah. So brewery's coming along. So
it's one of my before I die beers.
Oh man, I honestly, if I could have gotten more from Justin, I would have preserved them and sent them to you guys.
It's all right. If I have one after I die, it might be okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see what
you just have to be there to report on my grave.
There you go.
I'm gonna find
Just
some
kidding,
of those
man.
then and
It's gonna be
send them to you guys because we need to do
What are you doing? Yes.
Pliny the Elder panel.
Do examination for what legendary beer, man? What beer?
Pliny the Elder. It's from Russian River, Northern California. It's a very well-known, renowned beer, West Coast style beer, IPA. Excuse me.
Never had it, so I'm looking forward to trying it with you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. That's it, man. Brewery inspector's coming tomorrow, so we'll be able to start setting up the tables, putting the brewery system, getting everything the way I want it. So, cheers to you guys. Thank you, BuMpy. I appreciate you, man.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Bear Man. And be careful of that inspector because I hear he has a long reach. Inspector Gadget.
He's hard to beat, and I'll tell you that much. You gotta really win him over. Give him some money or
Gadget arm.
coffee in the morning or something. And stretch out with your go gadget arm.
There you go.
Cheers.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's a great
Bad
cartoon,
guys
man.
for that. Like, what's his
Used
name?
to watch that all the time.
Oh, yeah. Penny was the daughter.
Oh yeah, dude. The Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Well, what was the evil guy?
I thought his name was Claw or something like that.
Yeah, Claw. And
Claw,
he had the cat.
was Claw.
Yeah, and he had the cat, the little metal robot
Yeah.
cat thingy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, those are the good. That's back when I first started drinking beer. Good old
Dr.
days.
Claw. Also known as Mad.
That's when cartoons are real, man. Not all digital and weird.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were
Good
like
old
the comic,
days.
the Mad comic strips. And
Where they
shit.
turned it into a real life movie.
Yep.
And then
Hey,
rebooted
Josh,
it. It was
last
terrible.
beer. You feel like talking?
I was double muted or something. Yeah, the Marlowe.
And that's from 1984. Double mute.
The Marlowe replacing memories. It's done now. I have another beer.
Woo.
But
It looks like your other one.
yeah, this one's this is a pale ale, but just kidding.
Oh.
Yeah, this one's good. Everything I've had from Marlowe has been fantastic. Like I said, they focus on the lighter stuff. I'd be interested to get my hands on that stout they put out in the BuMpY 23 barrels, but I haven't seen that. But score wise, I'll give it a 97. I definitely pick it up again. Like I said, every time I see stuff from them, it's been great. Shout outs for me. Last beer. Beer bowl discussions every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do a little beer review in the beginning. Open up the panel, talk about craft beer news, stuff going around in the industry, and just kind of hang out session. So I got that going. Philly Crooker 87 is my Instagram. Post the beers that I'm drinking, a little description. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. I think everyone can kind of shout themselves out, shout other people out. So cheers, BuMpY. Cheers to the panel. Cheers to the chat. Always a good time. So happy Monday.
Cheers,
Happy New Year.
cheers to the last beer.
Uh-huh.
For the next minute. Until the next one. Alex, is there anything else that you would like to say about your 450 North peach ring?
Well, like I said, I think it was nice and creamy. It was it had that nice peach flavor to it. It was very, very flavorful. I like it, and like I said, it's a 98.
How was the thickness, Alex?
It was thick, but it wasn't as thick as Drecker, but it does have a great thickness to it. It has that thickness and it has a great juiciness to it.
Are you down with the thickness?
Yes.
Or are you down with the Swiss Miss?
That's actually a beer. I saw it the other day in the bottle shop called Down with the Thickness. It's an imperial
it's from
stout.
Pontoon, right?
I'll have to try
No,
that.
it's from another brewery. Let me see.
So,
No, it's from Pontoon. It's got the evil muskrat looking thing on it.
No, this one has like a
That's
Ghostbusters.
not a
thing on it.
muskrat. That's an otter.
Yeah, this one has like
Okay,
a
so-
Ghostbusters.
Wow, what the hell just happened?
so that's what it is, and it's very delicious. If you can get it, and I know you guys can, please do, and let me know what you think on your channel because I'll probably review it. Probably see
I'm
them
going to
here.
be looking for that one. Hopefully, I can get some more 450 North. I haven't seen much.
So what do you got? What do you got coming up, Alex?
Well, we're going to be
promo,
doing
shout-out?
chocolate covered pretzels and any beer you want.
Nice.
Food
Now,
side
now, what do you mean by chocolate?
Flips.
pretzels with chocolate.
Because they have vanilla, that white chocolate.
White
They
chocolate.
probably do. Oh yeah.
And that
And you
works,
can still have that? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So bring any pretzels you want covered with chocolate.
Or you could buy the prepackaged ones.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Exactly.
Or you could have a pretzel and put chocolate
Dip it in
syrup
chocolate.
on it.
That too. That's your decision. Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Get
Get a
your
little,
freezer and then put some magic shell on them.
or you
Or
get
that too. Or that too. It's still chocolate. So
one of those little
Peanut
glass
butter
bowls.
magic shell.
Little glass bowls. Get a bar of Hershey. Stick it in the
Dunkel and
microwave for a
pretzels.
little bit. Dunk it in there. You could do that.
Down with the Thickness.
yeah, that's true. That's true. You can do that too.
There you go.
And other shout outs. Don't forget 10:30 Eastern Standard Time in the morning. Stout Sunday. If you don't know John and Nelly, just look up Georgia Beer
He's
Reviews.
not doing it in the morning anymore.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you about that in a minute.
He
Ron
quit.
Terrio is going to be hosting this Sunday for Stout Sunday in the morning.
Well, but what about me? I could do it.
Well,
Guess Ron Terry's gonna have to owe me then. All right, I don't want to get into that again. No, he definitely owes me. All right, so yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what. Okay, John and Nelly is obviously at nighttime now until something else changes. So Stout Sunday, whatever time it is, Legendary Angel will give you that update. At whatever it's just obviously Sunday night. So we'll see what happens with the mornings sometime in the future. But right now, the Legendary Ron Terry will take care of that, or me, and that's that. And yeah, appreciate you. Cheers.
Sweet. You gotta dip them in mustard, Paul.
A little mustard.
Gentlemen, Andrew,
Mustard.
Just
mustard
kidding.
and
You don't want to dip chocolate covered pretzels in mustard.
Yeah, chocolate and mustard.
You could bring that to Wednesday's show. What
You can dip it in mouse turds though, because those are chocolate.
Anyways, shout outs for me. Wednesday after Mr. Thomas Metal show, there's going to be an examination of Bourbon County Cherrywood. Going to be host that on my channel. As far as I know, we've got 4 participants: BuMpY Road, Alex the Beer Master, myself, and Michael Kormaroff will be there. So I would say around 8:30. Probably going to be, because Michael's on a very limited beer review schedule type thing. Other than that,
What beer was that again? I'm sorry.
Goose Island Bourbon County Cherrywood.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be hard.
2022 variant. It's out there. Yeah, and then Thursday will be. That's it right there. BuMpY's got it. Mine's in the stash. Thursday will be another Thursday night beer session. Probably going to just run some products in succession. Yeah, do that. That'll be 8 o'clock Thursday Eastern. Moving on to the John and Ellie thing. I've been putting a bug in his ear because he's busy in the morning. You know, he's got stuff going on. And I put the bug in his ear, and I was like, listen, well, if you can't do stuff during the day, run one at night. You know?
True that.
He likes to run a show, and I think he said I actually was hanging out with him late last night, and he said, yeah, probably 7 o'clock or 7:30. It's going to run a stout Sunday evening edition. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That's at least what he said. Actions speak louder than words. So get
True
the ball on. Yeah, then you can check out Leprechaun TV right after my Thursday show at 9 o'clock for the hot seat barbecue banter, all that. JV's Hangouts, I never shout him out. I'm always welcome on his panel. I have to come over there on his Friday shows. Great program. It varies between 7 to 7:30 live hangout. It's Friday, kick it, cool vibes. And there was somebody else I wanted to mention. I can't remember. Oh, goodness. Joey Edibles, man. Great interview today with Tommy Chong, legendary Tommy Chong. Once in a lifetime opportunity for him. Awesome. If you haven't checked it out, go get on the rewatch, because there's a lot of stuff. They cover a lot of ground in that interview. It's very good.
Yep. That's awesome.
That's pretty much it. I got some examinations coming up with some random people. We got to get stuff lined up. Everybody's so busy, and trying not to step on people's toes. Beer shows everywhere. But yeah, there's definitely a few more that'll be out. Stay tuned.
I'm not busy. I just act that way. So I look.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to score and talk about this beer.
Busy either.
I went right into shout outs and didn't even score.
Busy in my mind.
From Burlington, the Vaulted Blue. This is good, 5.5%. I mean, New England style IPA. It's crushable. Drinkability was great. Got a lot of stone fruits out of there. Slight dank earthiness. Very hoppy, lupulin, spicy, peppery type hop notes on the initial open. Awesome. Drinkability was out of this world. So it's really it's different because I got to score an IPA, a 5.5% IPA, and this is it's uncharted territory for me. I don't drink a lot in this area of the IPA, but that's because the stuff I get isn't up to the quality of this Burlington. From what I've had, top-notch stuff. They're doing it. And they're doing it good. Well, sorry, not doing it.
Doing it well.
Proper English.
Are you living out in Queens, but you represent?
Honestly, I put this
damn good.
I'd put this at a 98 out of 100 for 5.5%.
That's 398.
It's out of this world. It's really good. You could sit down at the bar, have 4 or 5 of these, and still be able to drive home.
398s tonight.
Not bad.
It's good. I can't knock. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's good. I've been trying to tone my scoring down, but for 5.5%, this is up there.
Yeah.
Body's good, all that.
Now you're making
Except
me
if I put this
nervous.
down in front of you, you wouldn't think you were drinking a session.
Because I sent you a Burlington too, and if you don't like it as much as that one, I'm gonna be nervous.
I got a Burlington in the fridge. I
It's
forgot which one.
5.5%. We're like, it's like New England session IPA. You know, that's
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of good stuff. in that
Yeah, I guess when you
category.
put them into a category, yeah.
That's kind of how I'm trying to.
Oh,
I do. I
When you
do. The
say
same thing.
IPA when you're like, oh, well, this is just an IPA. I feel like 5.5 is kind of on the lower, more sessionable side than your typical like 6.5% range, where your normal IPAs usually sit around 6 to 7.5.
Nice.
Bissell Brothers make some good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you
I
enjoyed some
I've
good
heard.
beers down there in Florida. There.
Bissell Brothers. Reciprocal.
Yeah.
That's it. So, yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Sorry, BuMpy. I've just been holding out. These 2 beers you sent me were supposedly like really good. And I'm not ready yet.
I'm drinking when you.
They're safe. Don't worry.
Just let me know what you think of them. That's all.
Hey, BuMpy, how do you spell north?
North.
Oh, North. Okay.
It'll
Anything
be
else?
that way.
Appreciate
That way.
Appreciate you. APPRECIAT. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the score for the Toppling Goliath Radiant Haze. I do like this. I believe somebody used to do a show called Guess That ABV.
Let's
Right.
see. Let's see ABV.
Oh my. Yeah.
This would be a great beer for that show. It definitely had a. It seemed like a fuller body than a 7% IPA. The big notes that I was getting off of it was mango, like a earthy, spicy hop with papaya, apple, and like a citrusy, candied orange. But the big thing that really did it for me with this beer was the mouthfeel of the beer. The carbonation was about medium. It's a really good beer. I could see myself grabbing another 4-pack of these. I do enjoy it. $11 for a 4-pack, which I didn't actually say at the beginning. Great price. What a great price for a 7% 4-pack of an IPA like this. 7%, definitely a good ABV for me. I love having 10, 11, 12% triple IPAs. But if I had something that's 7%, maybe I wanted something that I could drink a decent amount of, and it's not really going to hit me as hard. Maybe I got to work the next day or something. This is definitely a beer that I would grab again. I'll give it a 96 out of 100. I'm super excited to try some more stuff by these guys. I know the main reason why I picked this up tonight is because I've heard BuMpy talking about Toppling Goliath before, and I haven't tried any of their products. And I saw this for $11 for a 4-pack, 7%. I was like, oh, let me try this out. Let me see what that's all about. And yeah, it's good. It's definitely more on the like I said earlier, I was kind of agreeing with Beerman. It's kind of like his beer. It's kind of like herbaceous.
Same, yeah.
Dank,
Almost same, yeah.
like marijuana-esque on the aroma. But yeah, definitely a great beer. I do like it. Like I said, 96 out of 100. Shout outs. So for shout outs, Will It Mix? We're going to be doing it Wednesday. I might just wait for these guys to do their examination because, BuMpy and Miscellaneous, they're always there for me on my live streams. So I would definitely like to give them their time to do their examination. Don't want to rush them. So whenever these guys wrap up their examination, if they want to hop on the show with me, even if you can't, no worries. But like I said, I would like to leave a little bit of room. I don't want you guys to be super forced to finish up your show. I'm gonna watch. And yeah, whenever these guys finish up their
What
examination.
time are you going to start, Legendary Tanner? When we stop?
Normally it's at 9 p.m. Eastern time, but they're gonna do their show around like 8:30.
Well, I'll be there too.
So whenever these guys wrap up their examination, we'll throw it up and we'll start hanging out. We'll pour up some cocktails, cuvées, whatever you guys want.
I may join your show too if I feel like it.
Yeah, of course, Alex. You're always welcome. But yeah, it's pretty much just make a cocktail, do a cuvée of beer, bring any type of alcoholic beverage, mix it with something else, mix it with soda, tea, juice, mix it with another type of liquor, whatever you want to do. It's called Will It Mix. Pretty much just bring anything that you think might mix well together, or maybe you don't think it might mix well together. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. That's just kind of how the show goes. It's more of like open bar, live hangout. Besides that, I'll be doing Rate That Beer Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Grab any beer you like. I just got a text on my work phone. But yeah, bring any beer you like.
Don't answer it.
Yeah, right. I need you to come in. You need to stock the shelves. Yeah, so bring any beer you like. It could be a revisit. Maybe something you just never really had the chance to talk about. And yeah, so that's Saturday. Shout outs for other people. I know we got a lot of panel members here, but also I'd like to. So I'm gonna shout out FLX Beer Reviews with Dan and Mike. FLX was actually on Rate That Beer Saturday. He's a great dude. I really do like hanging out with him. He's cool. Go check out his videos. And yeah, I'll leave other shout outs for other people. And thanks for having me tonight, BuMpY. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Tanner.
Cheers.
Cheers, Tanner. You are a tough one to push out.
I'm gonna say a lot of cheese.
Nobody brought you Draco Piff.
Sorry. This is a goat cheese.
Oh, this one's up to you there, Eric.
All right, beer's gone. This Caddo.
You have to
from Trillium, their holiday beer all the way in May. Holiday Belgian Golden Ale. I think if you really like those baking spices, if you really like that coriander, you really like that black or white peppercorn, you really like that minerality to the beer overall. I think that's the only thing that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. The peppercorn and the minerality is a little, I don't know, fatiguing on the flavor, but everything else around it's got a nice supporting cast. I think that's just a little too funky for my palate, but it's doing the Belgian beer thing really well. And I think if you like golden ales, this is one to try. I think the Duvel's a little bit smoother, and even at 8% being another 1.1% lower than that one tastes about 5 times as less percentage ABV. But this is really good to try. I got it in a 4-pack, so I'm not disappointed to try this beer. I'll give it an 87 out of 100. I think it does the style really well. I don't know if it's necessarily the beer in the style for me, but it does everything that the style does very well. I think it would be good with a lot of different meals or as an aperitif or digestive after the meal. So after your big holiday meals or your Sunday roasts or something. So good. Very nice beer from Trillium, a different take on a golden ale and a different beer in general from the normal IPAs and some stouts from Trillium. So nice to have a different style. So come have some different styles, a beer, wine, or a spirit. Let's have some fun. Just don't be a douche on Wednesdays at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time for the Wild Card Wednesday. We're going to try to do that this week. And I've been shouting out Bourbon Bounty. Check them out every Thursday for some giveaways and a little panel discussion. So go check them out if you like the whiskey reviews. Cheers. And everybody's going crazy in the chat. Right. Cheers to beer man being crazy.
I love you, D1 man. Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Eric.
Thank
Cheers,
you, Eric.
Cheers, Eric.
Bye.
Sorry.
Yeah, cheers to Dio for showing up. Cheers to Jesse BBB. Long time no see. Smoky hashtag Smoky Chunks. I had Smoky Chunks earlier
It's
on
smoking
the
chunk.
show. I belched and had some chunks come up. It was good times. Reminded me of Dio. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't get to talk much about this beer, so I will kind of go through it real quick. Dutch Courage. I prefer to call it douche. Douche Courage. Gin barrel aged triple IPA. Yeah, I mean you get or I get, but you would get a lot of gin notes out of the aromas. It's got that juniper, pine, lemon scent. There's a little bit of the IPA type aromas. I'd say this one's kind of a bit on apricot, mostly apricot in the aromas with a lot of the gin type notes. There's no barrel like presence, there's no woodiness or anything like that. Gin typically doesn't have any type of barrel type presence. Gin is a very special drink.
Yeah.
But yeah, you drink it. Once again, it's gin forward. It is boozy. You do get some alcohol presence in there. A bit of that kind of piney lemon type notes. Alcohol. There is the apricot. There's a bit of like a peach. That's about it. Bitterness on this is, I would say, below moderate. It's not sweet at all. Like, there's no like malt sweetness to this, anything like that. It's mostly like gin with some apricot and peach notes. A little bit less boozy than drinking straight gin. It's decent. The ABV definitely hits you, but I would say for 11.2% ABV, I mean it's not like getting me with a ton of alcohol that I wouldn't expect out of drinking a gin. It's a lot lower than like a gin drink with the alcohol presence, but it's still kind of there. It definitely gets you toasty after drinking the whole bottle, which I pretty much done. But to score this beer, I mean, it's interesting. It's different. Is it something I'd probably buy again? I would say no. It's kind of like one of those. If you like gin and you like IPAs, give it a shot. Try it out. It's not disgusting, but it's like not anything really worth revisiting once you try it.
Bumpy, you love your gin. Why would you not get it again?
Because it's not like just straight up gin. It's different. It's got gin notes. It's got beer. Like I said, I would try this on my own, kind of mixing like maybe an IPA or some other type of beer that I like, and just trying to mix it with gin just to see if it mixes that way.
True
that. Yeah. I don't know. I'm in the 80s on this one. I like gin. I like IPAs. I think I'm right around. I'd give this like an 86 out of 100. It's decent enough. There's nothing disgusting about it, but it's not wowing. It's different. So that's kind of where I am with this beer. Promos, 50-point inspection videos. I put those out Wednesdays and Fridays. So those are my basically my beer reviews that I put out. Trying to think of what the hell I have coming out. Oh yeah, I got the Elysian Dust.
You got it.
Whatever, Dank Dust.
Dank dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still on the
So
hunt.
Legion Dank Dust coming out this Wednesday. So if you guys are into marijuana, basically, look forward to that video. And then I haven't edited the video yet, but I do have another one coming up from Equilibrium. And this one's actually a triple IPA from them, the Super Fractal. So those are the two beers that are coming out this week for my 50-point inspections. If you're interested. And then, next Monday we'll do another 50 points, another new brew. Damn. Told you the alcohol hits you, but you don't really feel it. It just melts your mind. The hell was I talking about? We got another new brew.
Oh, yeah?
That's this show. That'll be next Monday. 8 p.m. Eastern time is the start of the show on this channel, Bumpy Road Brewery. Bring a beer that you've never had before to join up on panel. Bring questions, please. I think Eric, I think you had a question that you may ask, maybe, or somebody did. Maybe it was Tanner. Somebody had a question. Bring it next week. Chat also bring questions as well. Your question that you ask may end up as part of the show, and it is a portion of the show. The panel asks, we ask the panel a question, or I ask, or whoever asks the question, whoever asks the fucking questions, then the panel will answer said question. At some point, now we do have an idea kind of floating around. Because back when I was doing Multi-Monday on Mondays, there was a couple styles that we couldn't quite find, we couldn't get to. So we may revisit at some point a Multi-Monday night.
Awesome.
Instead of a new brew. So we'll try to gather up a beer style that we didn't hit and do that at some point. So look forward to Multi-Monday reunion.
Yeah.
At some point in the future. So other than that, I mean,
I'm looking for smoke porter, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke porter. So if anybody can find smoke porter, bring that. I think that's about it. Other than that, I mean, interesting times for me. I'm looking for the wife and I on our anniversary this year. We plan on going to Texas, so started actually looking to book flights and hotel and car rental, and I'm looking
don't go to the dump.
and I'm looking at my credit cards, going no. So. But yeah, hopefully at some point in August we'll be down in Texas, and it should be a good time. So, other than that, I want to appreciate everybody that showed up tonight on panel, everybody that showed up tonight to watch, everybody in the chat. Appreciate you all. You guys are the ones that keep these shows running on YouTube, because if this was just me on here every single night and I had no viewers and nobody to join up and drink beers with, it wouldn't be worth it. It wouldn't be fun. I would just do my own thing and just drink beer and watch movies and shit. So appreciate you for being here. I hope you all are entertained, both in the panel and in the chat. It's kind of the main purpose of all this. We're just living freaking life. That was a freaking fucking mixed together. Freaking. Fucking beers hit me. All right, let's end it. Alex, shut it down.
Right. This is Alex the Beer Master. We will see you all. Oh, don't forget, got the merch.
The merch.
Don't forget about the merch. Got the legendary Beer Man's channel. Just go get the Beer Man and Beer Master merch. All right, this is Alex the Beer Master, and we will see you all on the next live stream in the next video. Alex Beer Master signing out.